Hey guys, BigSwearRoadRunner.com. Your morning horn of Z's. Your sip of chaga coffee. Yes, my throat is thrashed. It's not COVID. Partying. It's the first time I cut loose while on lockdown. We were singing all night, and oh my, insane. Great fun though. Great fun, and you got to do it every once in a while to break up the monotony of sitting there watching the news or the internet. Oh my God. So I'm going to talk about something that I have prepared for, but I hadn't fully prepared for. And that is the shutdown of the internet, the problems with the cloud, especially. We had yesterday the whole internet is effed as Google Cloud suffers infrastructure outage. 3 days of darkness, maybe? I don't know. Several internet platforms have been hit with reports of outages. Wednesday, as users reported difficulty accessing Gmail, Google Cloud, Pinterest, and Snapchat, according to downdetector.com. The Google problem lasted for 24 hours. Okay, here's the deal. These bad guys got to erase a lot of the information that is available online because it can be used against them. And they do a little bit of a job of it by censoring YouTube and other things, and Twitter, and the censorship just goes so far. What they could do is erase everything. And if you guys watched my discussion with Bitcoin Ben the other day on the private road or on the Patreon Plus, you'll see why. That yes, EMP can come in, a solar flare, you name it, and erase all your data. What I have done, and I'll tell you guys what I did. I took all my videos and I stored them on a hard drive, a separate hard drive, and then, given that we kind of know when the possibility of this stuff is going to hit, we are in year zero. There's two. I talk about it. Me and Ben talk about it. We're going to talk about it again, but yes, you should be preparing for an EMP type event. Below this video, I am putting what I just purchased, which is an X2 duffel Faraday bag. That protects all your electronic equipment from an EMP, electromagnetic pulse, or solar flare. So if there is one, with the possibility of it happening this year is getting higher and higher. Year zero is freaking nuts, right? There's nothing off the table in year zero. So yes, I do think we'll have some disruptions from this comet that's coming in, and probably on a minimum, it would disrupt some of the electronics. No, I don't think it's an Earth killer. No, I'm not planning on it destroying the Earth at all. I have too much to do here, so I've decided no. Sorry. No, I'm not. I'm kind of doomsday-ish anyway, but that won't happen. And I've decided it. So when you decide it, you make it happen. All fear does is immobilize you. Makes you sit down and go, oh shit, the world's going to end because this comet's coming too close to us or anything like that. It immobilizes you. It's going to be really cool to look at. I'm going to have fun with it. It's going to screw up some electronics. So I'm getting this X2 duffel bag. I'm putting a link to my Amazon store below this, so you can go right there and buy yourself an X2 duffel bag. Put your laptops, your hard drives in there, and it'll be protected from an EMP. And it's a pretty good one, supposedly. So anyway, the link is right below here, as Bitcoin Ben would say, right below here. Click on it, check it out. But you should definitely, if you have anything stored in the cloud, you gotta come to the understanding the cloud is going to be gone. I do believe that. And if it's not from an EMP, it'll probably be from the bad guys erasing all the bad deeds that they're stored in the cloud. So yeah, I've been planning on this for a while. I've always had my stuff off my regular computer, and just for archive's sake. All my videos are on a hard drive that'll be shoved in this duffel bag. And I've got a couple other things that I want to keep. Electronic pictures. My God, how many of those do we have? And what if all your pictures were gone because there was a cloud issue? There was a cloud issue, or an EMP, or anything. So if you listen to the John Teeter story, yeah, that's kind of what happens. What he was doing is going through all the old archives, whatever was left of YouTube videos in the future. This is the time traveler guy that a lot of people have talked about. And Snippy did actually 4 really good videos on John Teeter. So go check that out. It's either Teeter or Tidor. Titor. Anyway, go check that out. Click below if you want to get one of these Faraday bags. And if you're on the private road, I highly suggest you listen to the Year Zero update. The latest one, there's a whole bunch of good ones on here. Gold and silver, Grand Canyon gold, a crypto suggestion, which I rarely do. So go check that stuff out. That's roadtoroad.com. Hit subscribe today and you can join. Now, let's talk about something else. Yesterday, I was all about why isn't the world seeing what I'm saying, the destruction of the banking system? And they're starting to see it. Morgan Stanley warns it will take at least 7 months for markets to normalize. They will never normalize. The future is completely different than the past. This Year Zero, basically. 7 months gets us to the end of the year. How will things ever get normal? By the end of the year, we're going to have a redo of the COVID. Excuse me. No, it was part of it. Anyway, everybody's expecting COVID to come back in the winter. A lot of people are expecting it to be worse. Now, is it man-made? Of course it's man-made. Will it continue to be unleashed on certain populations by the bad guys? Probably, as a terrorist weapon. So I think this year we'll get through this, and I think very soon Trump will try to open up the markets, probably next week. And there's some bad guys on Trump's team, unfortunately. Let me show you. Dude, a really bad guy. Anthony Fauci. That guy they keep dragging out. It's like, oh my God. This guy is knee deep with the criminals, the Clinton Foundation and all that. Trump, I get the theory, keep your enemies close type of thing. But this guy, it's so obvious that he is completely deep state on the dark side of this whole game. And that's why he said, oh no, we're going to have to stay out forever. Apparently, Trump got to him because here we have stocks extend overnight gains on slew of positive Fauci comments. In what was a slightly different track from his usual role to foil the president's optimism, Dr. Anthony Fauci has made a series of very optimistic statements this morning about the turning point of the pandemic and reopening of the economy sooner than many had feared. The director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Disease at the National Institutes of Health told Fox News that the start of a, quote, turnaround in the fight against the virus could come after this week. Quote, now is not the time to pull back from efforts such as social distancing to stop the spread of coronavirus. There's so much going on behind the scenes with the bioweapon. And this guy Fauci is knee deep in the bad stuff. So, yeah, what's Trump doing? I think it's one of those things. You keep your enemies close. So, we'll see. We will see. All the rats are coming out to roost. But also, so Morgan Stanley says it ain't going to be a V-shaped recovery. The stock market right now, because of Steve Mnuchin's rigging, is anticipating a V-shaped recovery. Even if no businesses are up and running, even if a large chunk of the engine that makes things run around the world has been shut off for good, China. Even though all this stuff is true, Steve Mnuchin and Trump want to rig the markets to say, hey, everything's fine. I wish we had an honest market. And had we an honest market, we would have been getting through this a lot easier. We wouldn't have the hyper inflated derivative bubble. We wouldn't have all the debt, massive amounts of debt. It would be completely different. And companies would easily be able to shut down for a week and then start up again, or shut down for a month or 2 months and start up again. But because we don't have that kind of system, they can't happen. In a rigged system, you can't have a shutdown. All components must be working. All the balls that are in the air, right? It's like those spinning plate things. All the plates must keep spinning. You can't stop it or everything falls apart. And that's exactly what has happened. It will never be put back together again. Humpty Dumpty has cracked. It's over. So the future will be very different than the past. Stock market, Mnuchin can click a mouse and rig it wherever he wants. He does need some cash to do that. So they're going to be coming back to the people for another banker bailout in April. That's how fast they're burning the cash right now. Oil prices tumble. It's all about the games. It's all about the games in oil. Oil was part of the takedown of the bad guys in the Road to Ruta document. Remember, Gusher National Bank. Anybody invested in oil and gas is getting destroyed right now. Destroyed. And a lot of the big banks are heavily in, including JP Morgan. And none of them have released their earnings yet. Why? Because they don't even have any. They got 45 days to extend and pretend, but then it's over. So I expect a lot more chaos in year zero. Don't think like Trump opens up the world and all of a sudden the shelves are stocked, because they're not. China's not exporting. No. They are not. They are not open. Not at all, and won't be. That's the old world. You got to be dynamic, and we're moving into the new world. So just keep that in mind. But yes, of course, this Fauci dude is deep state all the way. So do with that what you will. And join the private road. So much on the private road these days. The year zero updates. I'll be doing another one of those this afternoon. Again, I am not on the doomsday path with this. I do believe that we will go on. There will be some disruptions, but I have more to do. My reason for being here. I did an interesting thought experiment the other day, and because I've written 4 books, Conversations with God, about gold and silver, and I'm starting a new one. But the number one thing I said, I was thinking about, is it time for planet Earth to end again, and the inhabitants to move somewhere else, ascend, or whatever you want, crash and fire? And I'm like, no, it's not time yet. And I started thinking about how many times have I been there? How many times have I incarnated into a physical form to live out some kind of a thing I'm trying to do, like right now? I came up with this really bizarre number, and it wouldn't leave my head. This is my 100 millionth of incarnation. 100 millionth. This time hit exactly 100 million. I thought that was cool, but it literally, it's stuck in my head, and I couldn't let it go. I'm like, no, that couldn't be. That couldn't be true. It couldn't be that many times, and it couldn't be right on the dot. 100 million. It is. It's my 100 millionth incarnation on planet Earth. There's your woo woo for the day. So I still got more to do. Sorry, I'm not ready to leave. So we're gonna keep this thing going, and I'm gonna fight the good fights for you guys, trying to open pull the curtain away from the banking cabal. That's what I'm good at, and that's what I'll keep doing. Get yourself in a position to write out anything. Get yourself one of these cool Faraday bags. Mission Darkness. It's really cool looking, but it'll protect your phone, your computer components. You can shove anything in there. Hang on to your old iPhones, by the way. Hang on to your old iPhones. There won't be any new iPhones being made in China. So hang on to the old one. Those are going to be very valuable until we can get production up and running in the U.S. Sell your Apple stock, obviously. They make everything in China. Nike makes everything in China. Those days are gone. Anyway, there's your joy and happiness for the day. I'll talk to you guys later.